Hi Amanda, thank you very
Hi.
much for doing this interview for us.
My pleasure.
Just a few questions. What is your role at the Loop?
So I'm project manager at the Loop. This kind of involves taking a project from the very beginning stages to, sending off that invoice, which is the horrible part.
That sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
Did you find the job straight out of university? And when you did leave university, how easy or difficult was it to find a job?
I didn't find it straight out of university, but I wasn't looking for this particular thing straight out of university either. I think whatever you do, it's really difficult after university. There's a bit of a gap between university, and if you don't know what you want to go into particularly, or if you can't see the path that you want to take, then that can be a bit daunting. But I don't think it should be something that you should let overwhelm you in a way. I kind of explored my options and kind of threw myself into things and really kind of looked at what I was good at and what I wasn't good at, and that kind of led me down the route to realise I actually really love the production management side of things, and I equally also really love the researcher runner side of things. But I would just say that it's easy to kind of be a bit overwhelmed and not know what you want to do, and that doesn't really matter.
Can you tell us a little bit more about Ideas Tap?
Ideas Tap is a charity. It's based in London Bridge. That's where the headquarters are. It's a charity to kind of help young people within the creative industries. It's an absolutely fantastic charity. Within the headquarters, they have a creative space, which is kind of an incubator for young creative companies. In that space, they've got kind of theatre companies, graphic designers, video production companies, and also journalists, everything that you can imagine. Ideas Tap also hold events where they can kind of, people can go and they have people, industry leaders to kind of talk to and give advice and tips about. Ideas Tap run funds that you can kind of apply for if you're doing a project. Then they kind of, they have £1,000 funds, they have £5,000 funds. They have right now a £9,000 fund going that says scrap your university debt for 1 year, use this £9,000 in a creative way, put together a proposal, and then you might just get £9,000 to do your creative projects that you want to do. So Ideas Tap is definitely something that for any young people in the creative industries, I would say look at and get involved with.
Awesome. Can you just also Kickstarter and crowdsourcing websites you mentioned about? Can you just briefly go into a little bit of detail?
Yeah. Well, thanks to the internet now, we have crowdsourcing websites such as Kickstarter, and these are kind of places where you can put down a project and people will kind of offer to fund it in a way, and normally you will kind of give something back to them when they give some money, and you might even say, give some money, if you give this amount I will do this, or give that, or or for example, if you are maybe a journalist and you want to go and explore somewhere and write about a certain area of the world, but you might need some funding to travel there, then you could put it up on Kickstarter, and and then maybe put your blog there and say, keep an eye on what I'm writing, I will post on here, and so it's just a way of kind of crowdsourcing funds. And there's some really cool projects on there.
Cool. Okay, so can I just ask you, in your opinion, what's the 3 most useful websites that freelancers can use to gain jobs within the creative industries?
Yeah, I think it's going to be quite a boring answer, but quite a generic answer. But ultimately, the truth is that Google, because you know you can look for everything. Google, Twitter, which is what every freelancer needs to be on and knows what hashtags are used in their industry and what kind of conversations are going on in their industry, and Ideas Tap.
Ideas Tap.
Yeah.
Great. Any other advice that you can give our students?
I would say put yourself out there, do things that make you feel uncomfortable at first, because they'll stop being uncomfortable once you just get used to doing them. Go to events, just things like Creative Mornings, which are monthly events that are going on all over London, where there's just a talker that talks about something to do within the creative industry, and you can kind of meet other people that are interested in the creative industry, involved in the creative industry. Get to know people, whether they're your peers or whether they're people that are in more senior positions. I would say remember what you're passionate about and keep on doing that.